hope you guys are having a good Valentine's Day. Guys, something to keep in mind. Oh yeah, what was I talking about earlier in the stream? I mentioned how I tweeted out telling people that I hope they have a great Valentine's Day, even if they're alone, okay? And remember, you don't have to spend Valentine's Day with someone on a romantic level. You can spend Valentine's Day hanging out with your friends, right? Valentine's Day can be whatever you want it to be. It can be a day where you're hanging out with your significant other, the day you're hanging out with your best friend. It can be a day where you just chill and relax, okay? Obviously, yes, there are a lot of people who it has, the root of the day is in romance, right? And that's totally fine. But when I said, even if don't feel bad, even if you're by yourself on Valentine's Day, okay? Because the attitude is, right? And this is why I said that is, yes, some people will say Valentine's Day is for couples. Couples only get one day a year. But that's the point, right? Is that when you're with someone else, when you either have a really just amazing best friend who you spend all your time with, or you have someone who, you spend a lot out of romantic time with, or whatever, right? You have the whole year or all the time in the world to spend with that person, okay? When you don't have someone like that, you are kind of by yourself to a certain degree. And that's why I think Valentine's Day, while yes, it is a day for couples, it shouldn't be a day where people who are by themselves or don't have anyone on that particular day, you shouldn't feel bad. Actually, you know what? While I have you guys here, I'm going to give you guys some advice that I think a lot of people don't give. And I think it's very important. And the reason I'm going to give this advice or share this with you is because this is something so many people go through, but very few people actually get good advice and feedback on it that I think they need. And I'm going to give it to you. Ready? Here's the advice. It's the advice no one wants to get, but everybody I think needs. Breakups, everyone. By the way, we're doing some lore here in a second. But first I need more steak. That's why I came over here. Breakups, chat. Breakups, that's right. I recently was talking to somebody, a friend of mine, who was going through their very first breakup. And they were very distraught, very disheartened. And they came to me for, I don't know, whatever reason. Maybe they wanted counseling advice, just someone to talk to. But it was interesting because that's something nobody ever tells you, is how to deal with your first breakup. Okay, and yes, lore in a second, so pay attention. Right after this bit of advice, you're gonna get some lore. How do you deal with your first breakup? How many of you guys in the chat have ever gone through a breakup? Give me raise your hand. Where you are the person who has been broken up with, or you broke up with somebody else. But either way, breakups are never a situation where people are always happy, right? Even whether you're getting out of a bad relationship that you need to get out of, or it's the end of a good relationship for whatever reason, right? No one is ever happy with breakups. Now, there can be some sense of happiness if you're getting out of a bad situation that you really didn't want to be in. There can be a sense of relief, but very few people are ever truly happy when a breakup happens. So I'm going to give you guys the advice that everyone needs to hear when they're going through a breakup. So if you're ever going through a breakup, listen to this, okay? This will be the Bad Boy Halo's breakup podcast you should listen to. Ready? Here's what it is. Ready? It is totally fine to go through a breakup, okay? If you're going through a breakup right now, or you have ever gone through a breakup, something you need to remember, there are other fish in the sea. I know that's a silly thing that a lot of people hear and it sounds kind of cheesy, but seriously, guys, the thing you need to remember is you will find another person. I know it doesn't feel that way when you're in the middle of a breakup. It never does, okay? Ever. It always feels. The first breakup, the first one, is always the hardest because it feels like you lost something you will never get back. And while, yes, you lost that relationship, and that relationship was unique in some respects, I can tell you this, the next relationship will be better because you will take into it the wisdom and the experience that you got from this relationship, and it will be even better than your previous one. But it is important to tell yourself that just because you are going through a bad period in life after a breakup in a relationship, that is not the end of your happiness. That is not the end, okay? You will have other relationships that you'll make. This guy literally just appeared out of nowhere. You will have other relationships that will be better, that will be worse, that will be kind of about the same. The point is, you will find someone else who will make you happy. And that's the important thing to keep in mind, okay? A lot of people go through their first breakup and they think, that's it, I'm never going to be happy again. That is not true. Everybody, almost everybody, goes through a first breakup. Some people are lucky enough they never have to go through it. But when you go through it, just keep that in mind. You will make it out better than where you went in. You will find someone else who will make you just as happy, who you will make happy. Remember that, because relationship is a two-way street. In the same way that other person lifts you up and is there for you, you are that person who lifts up the other person and are there for them. And that's the point. You will find that again. And so many people don't think that, because when you go through something, right? It's like, think about it like this, right? I've broken a bone before. And when you break a bone, it hurts. You're in pain, right? But the arm heals and the bone heals and you get to use that bone again and everything is better and stronger. Did you know that when a bone heals, the bone is actually supposedly stronger than it was before it got broken, right? And that's the same way with relationships. When you find that other person, right? After you get out of a breakup, which you will inevitably, right? It's just a matter of time. When you find someone else, right? And you allow yourself to accept that you'll find someone else, you will be in a much better place than you were before. It's just the way it works, literally. Anyway, a lot of people don't think about that because the first time you're in that relationship, the first time you get into that breakup, it's scary. And you're like, that's it. Because you're doing something new, right? You're literally doing something that you've never done before. You're breaking up with someone or being broken up with, right? But so sometimes I just felt like some people need to hear that. I know today is not about breakups, right? Today is about romance and blah, 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 blah. And that's totally fine. But just part of romance and part of like finding... got me crying alone in my I'm sorry. Part of romance and part of finding, someone who you care about and whatnot and you cherish is the fact of accepting that breakups do happen, right? So I think love and love lost is just as much a part of Valentine's Day. So I'm not trying to bring anybody down. I'm just trying to give you, when you are on that journey to finding someone, and obviously you don't have to be with somebody too. That's something to keep in mind as well. For anyone who's out there and is like, you know what? I'm perfectly content not being with someone right now or ever. That's totally fine. You don't have to be with someone and don't feel bad about not being with somebody. I like giving general tips like that, life advice to people because I feel like everybody comes from different experiences, right? And so if I say something that's benefiting you in particular or can help you, then I think that's a win, even if it doesn't necessarily benefit someone else. You follow me? So I might say something that really doesn't help you at all, but maybe there's somebody out there who it will help. So hopefully that helps someone out there can benefit from that at some point. The next time someone's going through a breakup, maybe they'll see this clip and they'll go, listen, guys, you are not going to be alone forever. You will find someone else who will make you just as happy or happier. And just keep telling yourself that, okay? Just keep telling yourself that. So many people who just got out of a relationship or are currently in one feel upset about Valentine's Day. And that's the point. Yes, Valentine's Day is a celebration of people being together, but don't feel like because you're not with somebody on Valentine's Day that you need to allow yourself to be brought down. Don't feel that way. Literally don't. Just, it's okay to be sad. And I'm not saying you should always force yourself to be happy, but it's okay to accept the reality of, hey, just because I'm not with somebody doesn't mean I have to be sad. You can choose if you want. You can allow yourself to just be happy. Have a fun Valentine's Day by yourself, okay? It's totally fine. Again, there's nothing wrong with not being with somebody on Valentine's Day. And I'm going to kill this guy, and I'm going to steal his leads. Give me your leads. That's all these guys are good for, is the leads. I take them whenever I see them. Give me the leads. That's right, lead theft. That's all the Valentine's Day advice led up to, was the lead theft. Anyway, no, all memes aside, guys, I just wanted to tell you, seriously, keep that in mind.
Good advice. Richie, if you're seeing this, we're over. Sorry.
That'll earn you, Richie. That's it. No, I'm kidding. No, don't break up with some. Look, there is something.
Really making me cry and taking notes.
No, look, take my advice or leave it. Remember, guys, advice, life advice is like a tool in a tool belt or a coupon that you can choose to cash if you want, right? That's never be mad when someone gives you advice, because all someone is doing when they give you advice is they're giving you a coupon for life, right? It's like a $2 off a tube of toothpaste at Walmart. Do you really, maybe you don't need toothpaste at that point, or you don't need that brand of toothpaste, okay? You shouldn't be mad that you were handed a coupon. Just throw it away or put it in your wallet. Maybe you'll need toothpaste at some point. Maybe not. It's totally fine. I will say, I say that as someone who, I used to get mad when people would give me advice as if they were like telling me I was failing at life to some degree. I used to have that sort of attitude. Don't give me advice. I know what I'm doing. I'll make it through life on my own. That's like going through life on hard mode. It's like now when someone gives me advice, I go, thanks for the advice. And then I choose to take it or not. And I go, thank you. Appreciate it. Maybe I'll use this someday. Maybe not. Also, can we get a moment of silence for Richie in the chat, who just got broken up with? Feel bad for you. Anyway, I thought I would share that. So, anyway, there you go. Hopefully you guys appreciate that. Get something useful out of it, or maybe not. And if you totally disagree with everything I said, that's totally fine too. Because I'm just throwing out life coupons. Throw them in the trash can if you don't need them, or if you disagree with them, or you disagree with the product. I don't mind. Anyway, there you go. F's in the chat. All right. Now I'm going to walk out, I'm going to walk back in, and we're going to do some lore. Here we go.